In textbooks, we're taught to say things like, "Would you like to go on a date with me?" Or, "Shall we dine together this weekend?" Sounds polite, but let's be real. In real life, native speakers say, "Hey, want to grab a drink sometime? You free this weekend?" Or, "I was thinking, maybe we check out that new bar together." See the difference? One feels stiff and rehearsed. The other? Effortless, natural, confident. Hey everyone, I'm Laura from Speak English with Leo, and today we're diving deep into real English for real dating situations. Whether you're meeting someone on a dating app, chatting with a crush, or just talking about your love life with a friend, the way you speak matters. Tone, timing, and choice of words can completely change how you come across. That's why this lesson is packed with practical English, the kind native speakers use when making plans, flirting casually, or navigating awkward first dates. You'll hear 5 real conversations filled with useful expressions, subtle emotions, and the kind of small talk that leads to big moments. And after each one, we'll break things down together. Listening practice so you can train your ears to real-life English. Vocabulary and phrase explanations. Quick Q&A to boost your memory. Speaking practice to build speaking fluency. So if you've ever wondered what to say after "hey" on Bumble, or how to casually suggest dinner without sounding awkward, you're in the right place. Grab your headphones, get comfortable, and let's start speaking real modern English, naturally, fluently, and fearlessly. Conversation 1, the unexpected match. It's late afternoon. Jordan is waiting for a smoothie when he hears someone behind him. It's Mia. They've been chatting for a few days on Hinge, but this is their first time meeting in real life, completely by accident. Mini dialogue.
Wait, Jordan?
Mia, whoa, I wasn't expecting to meet you in a smoothie line.
Honestly, me neither. Universe works fast, huh?
I guess it does. So, are smoothies a daily ritual for you?
Only when I need to feel like I'm doing something healthy.
That's fair. So, do we count this as our first date?
Technically, yes. You've already seen my awkward in-person smile.
I like it. It's genuine.
Well, thanks. Want to grab a real coffee after this?
I'm down. Let's make it official.
Let's talk about what just happened between Jordan and Mia, because there's a lot going on beneath the surface. Vocabulary and phrase breakdown. When Mia says, "Universe works fast, huh?" she's not being literal. She's just playfully pointing out how unexpected and weirdly perfect this moment is. In real conversations, little phrases like that help keep things light and fun, especially when things could feel awkward. It's her way of saying, "Hey, this is random, but kinda cool." Then Jordan asks, "So, are smoothies a daily ritual for you?" That question sounds casual, but it's also a soft way to show curiosity. Instead of saying, "Tell me about yourself," which can feel too serious, he focuses on something small, like her smoothie habit. That's actually a smart move in dating, noticing little details and using them to build connection. Now, this part made me smile when Jordan says, "So, do we count this as our first date?" He's joking, sure, but he's also making the moment feel meaningful. He's framing it as a shared memory, something they'll laugh about later. That's not just language, it's emotional intelligence. It's how attraction builds in real life. Mia calls out her awkward in-person smile, which shows she's a little nervous.
In person just means face-to-face, not online or over text.
But here's what's interesting. She owns it. Instead of hiding her awkwardness, she names it in a funny way. That's actually very attractive. It signals confidence and vulnerability at the same time, something that often deepens connection quickly on first dates. And finally, Jordan responds with, I'm down. It's such a simple phrase, but super common in spoken English. It just means I'm in, or sounds good to me. Saying I'm down instead of yes, I would like to get coffee keeps the conversation smooth and relaxed, like two people who are already kind of vibing. So if you're ever in a similar situation, meeting someone new or planning your next move, remember, the best phrases are often short, playful, and honest. And if there's a little nervous energy, that's completely normal. Use it, laugh with it, like Mia and Jordan just did. Let's hear the conversation again. This time, focus on the tone and flow of how each line is said. Listening practice.
Wait, Jordan?
Mia, whoa, I wasn't expecting to meet you in a smoothie line.
Honestly, me neither. Universe works fast, huh?
I guess it does. So, are smoothies a daily ritual for you?
Only when I need to feel like I'm doing something healthy.
That's fair. So, do we count this as our first date?
Technically, yes. You've already seen my awkward in-person smile.
I like it. It's genuine.
Well, thanks. Want to grab a real coffee after this?
I'm down. Let's make it official.
Time to test your understanding. Say your answers out loud. Q&A practice. 1. Where does Jordan run into Mia? In a smoothie shop. 2. How did they meet before? They matched and chatted on Hinge. 3. What does Jordan jokingly call this moment? Their first date. 4. What does Mia suggest doing next? Grabbing a real coffee together. 5. Does Jordan agree? Yes, he says, I'm down. Now it's your turn to speak, just like you're part of the moment. Speaking practice. You'll practice both roles, first as Mia, then as Jordan. When you're speaking as one character, their voice will be muted, but the other character's audio will still play. That way, you'll hear the natural timing and flow of the conversation and know exactly when to jump in. Let the rhythm guide you and bring the scene to life with your own voice. Speak as Mia.
Mia, whoa, I wasn't expecting to meet you in a smoothie line. I guess it does. So, are smoothies a daily ritual for you? That's fair. So, do we count this as our first date? I like it. It's genuine. I'm down. Let's make it official.
Speak as Jordan.
Wait, Jordan? Honestly, me neither. Universe works fast, huh? Only when I need to feel like I'm doing something healthy. Technically, yes. You've already seen my awkward in-person smile. Well, thanks. Want to grab a real coffee after this?
So, Mia and Jordan's unexpected meetup turned into something real, proof that sometimes the best connections aren't planned at all. But what happens when the first date is over and you're deciding if you actually want a second one? Conversation 2, the second date check-in. Before we jump into the next scene, take a breath and notice how confident you sounded in the last conversation. Let's keep that energy going. In this next moment, we drop into a more thoughtful exchange. Not the first date, not quite serious yet, just two people checking in after a couple of hangouts to see if things are moving forward. Meet Rachel and Eli. They've been on 2 dates, and now they're catching up over text before deciding if they want to see each other again. Mini dialogue.
Hey, I had a really good time last night.
Same here. That pizza place was actually amazing.
And thanks for walking me home. That was sweet.
Of course, felt right.
So, would you want to do something this weekend?
Yeah, I'd love to. Maybe something outdoors this time.
Like hiking or just pretending we're athletic?
More like fresh air and iced coffee.
Perfect. I know a chill park near my place.
Sounds like a plan. Saturday work for you?
Works for me.
Let's take a closer look at how this short exchange says so much without saying too much. Vocabulary and phrase breakdown. There's a real softness to this exchange, and that's part of what makes it powerful. When Rachel starts with, "I had a really good time last night," she's doing 2 things, expressing appreciation and testing the waters to see if Eli feels the same. This kind of message is low pressure, but it opens the door to honesty. In dating, these small expressions of gratitude build warmth and safety. Eli's reply, "Same here, that pizza place was actually amazing," is more than just polite. It anchors the memory in a specific detail. That's something emotionally smart daters do. They make the moment feel real and remembered. It's the difference between, "Yeah, it was nice," and "That pizza was amazing." One feels vague, the other feels personal. Then comes the check-in moment. "So, would you want to do something this weekend?" It's phrased gently, not "do you want to go out again," which can feel formal or intimidating, but "do something," which keeps it relaxed. Psychologically, soft invitations like this reduce the fear of rejection. They say, "I'm interested, but I'm not putting pressure on you." Rachel's little joke, like hiking or just pretending we're athletic, adds humor and realness. Many people use light teasing like this to test chemistry. It's playful, and it lets Eli respond with his tone and vibe. And Eli does just that. More like fresh air and iced coffee. This phrase tells us he's chill, not trying to impress anyone with intense plans. He's inviting ease, and when he adds, "sounds like a plan," he's confirming that they're aligned. So many dating conversations fall apart because people try to impress too hard. But this one, it works because it's real. They're both showing interest, adding a little humor, and building momentum without rushing. Transition. Now that we've unpacked their vibe, let's listen again. Pay close attention to how relaxed and fluid it feels. Listening practice.
Hey, I had a really good time last night.
Same here. That pizza place was actually amazing.
And thanks for walking me home. That was sweet.
Of course, felt right.
So, would you want to do something this weekend?
Yeah, I'd love to. Maybe something outdoors this time.
Like hiking or just pretending we're athletic?
More like fresh air and iced coffee.
Perfect. I know a chill park near my place.
Sounds like a plan. Saturday work for you?
Works for me.
Now let's check your understanding. Say your answers out loud. Question and answer. What did Rachel appreciate from the previous night? That Eli walked her home. What kind of plans are they making? A casual outdoor hangout, maybe a walk and iced coffee. What day are they planning to meet? Saturday. What kind of tone does their conversation have? playful, relaxed, and interested. Now it's your turn to join the conversation. First as Rachel, then as Eli. Your lines will be muted, so speak out loud while the other voice guides the flow. Speak as Rachel.
Same here. That pizza place was actually amazing. Of course, felt right. Yeah, I'd love to. Maybe something outdoors this time. More like fresh air and iced coffee. Sounds like a plan. Saturday work for you?
Speak as Eli.
Hey, I had a really good time last night. And thanks for walking me home. That was sweet. So, would you want to do something this weekend? Like hiking or just pretending we're athletic? Perfect. I know a chill park near my place. Works for me.
So Rachel and Eli are moving forward, slowly, playfully, and with just the right amount of curiosity. Before we jump into the next conversation, I want to hear from you. How do you feel about this style of learning? Do you enjoy practicing with real conversations, natural vocabulary breakdowns, and speaking practice sections? Drop a quick comment to let us know. Your feedback helps us make lessons that truly help. You can just write, "I like the real conversations." More speaking practice, please. All right, ready for the next one? Conversation 3, Just Us Girls. So far, we've seen a spontaneous meetup and a second date check-in, but sometimes the best conversations aren't with your date. They're with the friend you spill everything to. Let's sit in on Tina and Zoe, 2 friends catching up over coffee. They've both been dating different people, and as always, the tea is piping hot. Mini dialogue.
Okay, I need to ask, how's Noah? Still sending good morning texts?
Every single day. It's weirdly consistent. I think I like it.
That's not weird. That's green flag behavior.
I know. I'm just not used to someone actually following through.
You've been dating men who ghost by Thursday. What about you and Leo? He's sweet, a little shy, but last night he surprised me with takeout and a playlist.
Wait, he made you a playlist? Like an actual one?
Yup, named it For Tina with Snacks. I died. Okay, I officially approve.
Let's slow it down and take a closer look. There's more packed into this moment than just laughter. Vocabulary and phrase breakdown. This is what real friendship sounds like. Teasing, cheering, venting, and hyping each other up in one conversation. When Tina asks, "Still sending good morning texts?" it's not just about the texts. She's checking whether Zoe's new guy is still showing consistency. Little routines like that can mean a lot early on. And when Zoe says weirdly consistent, she's admitting it feels unfamiliar, but nice. Tina replies, "That's green flag behavior." Let's pause on that. In dating, a green flag means something healthy, positive, the opposite of a red flag. And this one matters. People who show up consistently, even in small ways, often build stronger emotional trust over time. Zoe says, "I'm just not used to someone actually following through." That phrase, following through, means doing what you say you'll do. Sadly, a lot of modern dating includes canceled plans and ghosting, so someone who actually follows through stands out. Then we flip it. Zoe asks, "What about you and Leo?" Tina's answer is gentle and detailed, shy, sweet, and then the real gem. "He surprised me with takeout and a playlist." Let's break that down. Takeout means food ordered from a restaurant to eat at home. Not fancy, but thoughtful. When someone brings takeout to your place, it's relaxed and intentional. It says, "I want to spend time with you comfortably." Making a playlist means creating a personal list of songs, usually with care and often with feeling. It's not just about music. It's about memory, mood, and meaning. When someone makes you a playlist, it shows they were thinking about you in a very specific way. Then Zoe reacts with surprise. "Wait, he made you a playlist? Like an actual one?" That question is about more than just the playlist. In English, we often add, like, an actual one to show we're impressed or slightly shocked that something real happened, especially when it's unexpected. Zoe's not doubting Tina. She's saying, "Hold up, are you serious? That's real effort. That's not just some casual guy move. That's thoughtful." It's a way to emphasize, "Wow, that's meaningful." And when Tina says the playlist was called "For Tina" with snacks, we feel how specific and personal it was. Humor plus affection, that's memorable. Zoe's final line, "Okay, I officially approve," is that best friend's stamp of approval, supportive, playful, and full of warmth. Let's listen to Tina and Zoe's moment one more time. Focus on tone. It's relaxed, friendly, and full of subtle emotion. Listening practice.
Okay, I need to ask, how's Noah? Still sending good morning texts?
Every single day. It's weirdly consistent. I think I like it.
That's not weird. That's green flag behavior.
I know. I'm just not used to someone actually following through.
You've been dating men who ghost by Thursday. What about you and Leo? He's sweet, a little shy, but last night he surprised me with takeout and a playlist.
Wait, he made you a playlist? Like an actual one?
Yup, named it "For Tina" with snacks. I died. Okay, I officially approve.
Let's reflect on the conversation with a few simple questions. No pressure, just speak naturally. Q&A practice. What does Zoe say Noah does every day? Sends good morning texts. 2. How does Zoe feel about it? She likes it, even though she's not used to it. 3. What did Leo do that surprised Tina? Brought takeout and made her a playlist. 4. What was the name of the playlist? For Tina with snacks. 5. How does Zoe feel about Leo after hearing that? She officially approves. Time to join the chat, first as Tina, then as Zoe. Speak naturally while your friend's voice keeps the rhythm going. Speak as Tina.
Every single day. It's weirdly consistent. I think I like it. I know. I'm just not used to someone actually following through.
What about you and Leo?
Wait, he made you a playlist? Like an actual one?
Okay, I officially approve.
speak as Zoe.
Okay, I need to ask, how's Noah? Still sending good morning texts? That's not weird. That's green flag behavior. You've been dating men who ghost by Thursday. He's sweet, a little shy, but last night he surprised me with takeout and a playlist. Yup, named it Fortina with snacks. I died.
The last few moments have been light and full of promise, but not every dating story keeps that rhythm. Conversation 4, a little too much honesty. Let's step into a slightly different energy as Mark and Lena debrief a date that didn't go quite as planned. It's honest, maybe a little too honest. Mini dialogue.
I swear, it felt like a job interview.
That bad?
She had a list of questions, like, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Yikes, that's a vibe killer.
I tried to loosen things up, but she wasn't into jokes.
Maybe she thought you weren't taking it seriously.
Maybe, but I also don't want to date someone I have to perform for.
Fair. You want to feel like you, not like a resume.
Exactly. I'm starting to wonder if dating apps are just too much.
They can be, but don't give up. Weird nights make for good stories.
Let's talk about how Mark is feeling and how he's expressing it in a very natural, native way. Vocabulary and phrase breakdown. When he says it felt like a job interview, that's a powerful metaphor. He doesn't literally mean there was a desk and resume. He's saying the date felt formal, stiff, maybe even judged. In dating conversations, we often use comparisons like this to express tone and emotion. Then Lena responds, "That's a vibe killer." What's a vibe killer? It's anything that ruins the mood, a comment, a behavior, a moment. When you're getting to know someone, the vibe, the unspoken energy or feeling, is everything. Mark says, "I tried to loosen things up." That phrase means he tried to make the mood more relaxed, often by joking, being casual, or changing the topic. In dating, knowing how to loosen things up is a social skill, but not everyone responds the same way. Then he says, "I don't want to date someone I have to perform for." That's deep. He's not talking about acting on a stage. He means he doesn't want to feel fake, pressured, or judged while trying to connect. Emotional comfort matters. If someone feels like they're being interviewed instead of known, they'll pull away. Lena's reply is perfect. You want to feel like you, not like a resume. That line hits home. It shows that in healthy dating, being seen and accepted for who you are is more important than listing achievements or trying to impress. Then Mark says something a lot of people can relate to. "I'm starting to wonder if dating apps are just too much." Too much here doesn't mean quantity. It means overwhelming. Too many choices, too much pressure, too many awkward encounters. Lena's reply is perfect. Weird nights make for good stories. And honestly, that's true. Every cringy date becomes a funny memory, a story to tell, and a lesson in both life and language. Now, let's listen to Mark and Lena again. Feel the emotional rhythm, disappointment, support, and a little humor to end it. Listening practice.
I swear, it felt like a job interview.
That bad?
She had a list of questions, like, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Yikes, that's a vibe killer.
I tried to loosen things up, but she wasn't into jokes.
Maybe she thought you weren't taking it seriously.
Maybe, but I also don't want to date someone I have to perform for.
Fair. You want to feel like you, not like a resume.
Exactly. I'm starting to wonder if dating apps are just too much.
They can be, but don't give up. Weird nights make for good stories.
Let's see what's stuck with Q&A practice. Answer out loud, even if it's just a word or two. Q&A practice. 1. How did Mark describe his date? Like a job interview. 2. What kind of questions did she ask? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? 3. Why did Mark feel uncomfortable? He felt like he had to perform, like he couldn't be himself. 4. What does Lena mean by vibe killer? Something that ruins the mood or energy. 5. How does she try to cheer him up at the end? She says weird nights make good stories. Now step into the conversation, first as Mark, then as Lena. Speaking practice. Your voice replaces the character's lines, while your partner's audio will guide the pace. Speak as Mark.
That bad? Yikes, that's a vibe killer. Maybe she thought you weren't taking it seriously. Fair. You want to feel like you, not like a resume. They can be, but don't give up. Weird nights make for good stories.
Speak as Lena.
I swear, it felt like a job interview. She had a list of questions, like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I tried to loosen things up, but she wasn't into jokes. Maybe, but I also don't want to date someone I have to perform for. Exactly. I'm starting to wonder if dating apps are just too much.
We've had a mix of emotions, from hope to awkward honesty, but now let's wrap things up with something a little more fun and familiar. Conversation 5. Swiping and sighing. Because let's be real, not every love story is a love story. Sometimes it's just two best friends on a couch, swiping through chaos and laughing at red flag after red flag. Meet Nina and Jules, roommates, ride or dies, and officially over the dating scene, for tonight at least. Mini dialogue.
Okay, hear me out. He's holding a fish, but at least he's smiling. Ugh, it's always the fish. That's an automatic swipe left. What if he's just really outdoorsy? Then write nature lover, not look at this trout I caught. Fine. What about this guy? Shirtless selfie in the mirror? Babe, that's gym bro energy. You're harsh today. I'm focused. I want emotional availability and a good Spotify taste. Dream big. I'm trying. Ooh, this one has a dog. Dog equals green flag. Swipe right.
Let's unpack this one, because there's more English and dating psychology packed into this than you might think. Vocabulary and phrase breakdown. When Nina says, he's holding a fish, but at least he's smiling, she's talking about a classic dating app photo cliché, guys proudly posing with a fish they caught. Then she adds, "Okay, hear me out." That phrase is important. Hear me out means, let me explain before you judge, or don't say no yet, just listen. It's often used before a controversial or funny opinion. It helps soften the message and grab attention, and native speakers say it all the time. Jules answers, "Ugh, it's always the fish. That's an automatic swipe left." You know this by now. Swipe left equals no. Swipe right equals yes. An automatic swipe left means something is an instant turnoff. No questions asked. Nina tries to defend the guy with, "What if he's just really outdoorsy?" Outdoorsy describes someone who loves nature, hiking, camping, fishing, all that. It's a casual word used to describe someone's lifestyle. Saying he's outdoorsy sounds more positive than just saying he fishes. Then Jules jokes, "Then write nature lover, not look at this trout I caught." A trout is a type of fish, very common in rivers and very common in fish photos. This line is funny because it points out how oddly specific and unnecessary some dating profiles can be. Later, Jules sees a shirtless selfie and says, "That's gym bro energy." This is slang. A gym bro is a guy who's super into working out, showing off muscles, and maybe doesn't offer much beyond that. It's not really about the gym, it's about the vibe. Then Nina says, "You're harsh today." Harsh means overly critical or a little too blunt. It's not a serious insult, it's a casual way to say, "You're being a bit intense right now." Friends often say this jokingly when someone's being very picky or brutally honest. Jules responds with something deeper. "I want emotional availability and a good Spotify taste." That line is half humor, half truth. Emotional availability means being open to real feelings, vulnerability, and connection, not just surface-level dating. And good music taste? Well, that's just a modern love language. Finally, when they see a guy with a dog, Nina says, "Dog equals green flag." Green flags are signs that someone might be kind, stable, or nurturing, and loving animals is often seen as one of them. Dogs in dating profiles usually make people smile, not swipe away. So even though this conversation is playful, it teaches real language and real values that show up in dating every day. Let's hear Nina and Jules again. This time, pay attention to the rhythm of their teasing, how fast they go back and forth, and how naturally they mix humor and opinion.
Okay, hear me out. He's holding a fish, but at least he's smiling. Ugh, it's always the fish. That's an automatic swipe left. What if he's just really outdoorsy? Then write nature lover, not look at this trout I caught. Fine. What about this guy? Shirtless selfie in the mirror? Babe, that's gym bro energy. You're harsh today. I'm focused. I want emotional availability and a good Spotify taste. Dream big. I'm trying. Ooh, this one has a dog. Dog equals green flag. Swipe right.
Now, let's test your listening and memory. Answer the questions aloud. Question and answer practice. 1. What's Nina's defense of the guy with the fish? At least he's smiling. 2. What does Jules say about the shirtless selfie guy? That's gym bro energy. 3. What's Jules looking for in a partner? Emotional availability and good Spotify taste. 4. What's an automatic swipe left? Something that makes you instantly reject someone's profile. 5. What makes Nina and Jules agree to swipe right? The guy has a dog. That's a green flag. Now it's your turn to join the scene. First as Nina, then as Jules. Speaking practice. When you speak, only your lines are muted. Speak as Nina.
Ugh, it's always the fish. That's an automatic swipe left. Then write nature lover, not look at this trout I caught. Shirtless selfie in the mirror? Babe, that's gym bro energy. I'm focused. I want emotional availability and a good Spotify taste. I'm trying. Ooh, this one has a dog.
Speak as Jules.
Okay, hear me out. He's holding a fish, but at least he's smiling. What if he's just really outdoorsy? Fine. What about this guy? You're harsh today. Dream big. Dog equals green flag. Swipe right.
And that's it for today's lesson. 5 real-life dating conversations packed with natural phrases, everyday emotions, and the kind of English native speakers actually use. But here's something important to remember. Don't just watch this video once and move on. To truly sound fluent and confident, you've got to repeat. Listen again. Practice speaking again. Use the speaking practice sections, one roll at a time, until the words come out naturally without overthinking. Even 15 minutes a day makes a big difference. Make this your daily habit. Your future self will thank you. If you enjoyed this episode, tell us in the comments. What was your favorite conversation? What phrase or expression did you love the most? And if this is your first time on our channel, welcome. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next lesson. You're doing great. Seriously. Every time you show up, speak out loud, and challenge yourself, you're getting closer to real fluency. So keep practicing, keep showing up, and we'll see you in the next video. This is Laura from Speak English with Leo. Take care, and bye for now.